Paper review time. Some big stories for you this week, and let's start off with some midweek internationals. France, first of all, a big win over the Dutch for Didier Deschamps' side. A French meeting with Hollande that didn't end with anyone getting on the back of a Vespa once, but instead a 2-0 victory that ended Netherlands' 17-game unbeaten streak. Spectacular goals. Our preparations for Brazil are going perfectly, says L'Equipe, who have the headline, "Some things are happening here." It's interesting this from L'Equipe because only a few days before the self-same paper was complaining French players are the laziest and least professional in Europe, calling them les pantouflards, the stay-at-home types. Well, that's Giroud to a T. Now, Portugal also grabbing a big win on Wednesday, 5-1, as you may have seen, over Cameroon, with Cristiano Ronaldo bagging a brace to become their all-time top scorer. He's unstoppable, says record, 49 goals. He continues his passage into eternity, says A Bola. He's the best ever. They have a lovely cover there of Cristiano Ronaldo in that kind of form. No manager would dream of bringing him off, but it looks like the idea might have crossed Coentrao's mind. Anyway, A Bola remains worried. We still don't have a centre forward, they say, but, says O Jogo, who curiously I think Luis Castro's arrival at Porto is the biggest story on Thursday. With Ronaldo on the field, doesn't matter who else you put in the team. That's good news for them. Germany next, a 1-0 victory for them over in-form Chile, but as Bild report, manager Jogi Löw is still in World Cup alarm mode. Jogi warns his players the clock is ticking. Big-name players may miss out. Well, who's at risk? Paper helpfully spells it out for us. They cite Podolski, who's spending too much time on the Arsenal bench. Marco Reus. It'd be funny if he couldn't find a role for Reus. Hummels as well. They say hungry competitors for him are waiting in the wings. But above all, this man here, Mesut Özil, because as Bild explains, Jogi saw his horror show against Bayern. Enough said. Well, the Özil debate, why has he been playing like Özil Gummidge, is the big story over in Kicker 2. There you go, the Özil debate, and inside they ask all the big German experts who resoundingly say, no, he's not the man to handle the big occasions. Indeed, Lothar Matthäus reckons he should be dropped for Toni Kroos. Well, Kicker points out that Özil was the decisive player in Germany's qualifying matches for the next World Cup, and their top scorer indeed, with 8 goals. But that, says the magazine, was before he moved to Arsenal. Concludes Kicker, the €50 million transfer has made him the most expensive German footballer ever, but possibly made him a worse player. And they warn he has a month now to save his place in the side. Well, given who Arsenal are facing in March, that should be a doddle. Now, our final story today is a man who certainly can handle mammoth occasions, and quite possibly mammoths themselves. Carles Puyol, 2 years left on his Barcelona deal, but Tuesday the veteran centre-half announcing he's leaving the club at the end of this season after 19 years. He doesn't know what he's going to do next year. Possibilities include continuing the quest for fire or maybe getting his old right back in the wacky races. But in the meantime, his announcement has brought the Spanish press to a standstill. Catalans here, El Mundo Deportivo. Gracias, Puyol, they say. He'll always be remembered as the captain of the best Barcelona, perhaps the best football team the world has ever seen, a crosstown sport. Gracias, Puyol, headline there as well. They list his achievements, 21 titles, 19 seasons, 593 games. They say this gesture honours him. It can't have been easy to walk away, especially on knees like his. This is nice too, from El Periódico de Catalunya, who have him heading off down the street. The captain says goodbye. Now, curiously though, among the most emotional tributes came over in Madrid. His marker, for example, where there's not a dry eye in the press room. Puyol, full stop from the captain. Puyol, of course, a rock of not just Barcelona, but the Spanish national side as well, with 100 caps and a crucial goal too for Las Rojas in the semi-finals against Germany in the last World Cup. Says the editorial, I don't want to believe this is happening. It won't happen, surely. But it will. And the day he says goodbye, continues Marco, we will all cry. He is a one-off, a legend, and he will return no longer. Barcelona's number 5 shirt should never be worn by anyone ever again. And you'll see Marco paying tribute there, as only they can, putting a Puyol mop top on their famous masthead. A touching gesture. And I'd like to think that the day I call it quits, The Guardian might do the same. That for now is it though. Rest assured I should be back next Friday with more papers and the Euro reaction in particular to those Champions League second legs. Hopefully you'll be joining us then. For now though, goodbye.